Hi, I'm Aura. I'm not sure if anybody else is close so far, but I guess we'll see if that changes. And I am gonna film another reaction to a video from our old YouTube channel. So as a refresher, if you haven't seen any of those reactions yet, or if your memory is as bad as mine, this is a YouTube channel that we had slightly before, during, and slightly after our first attempt at college. And this was before I knew about the system, so we would have been masking the whole time because everyone would have been masking for my sake, and also like so that I wouldn't notice anything, and also because this was obviously going to be public, so other people in our real life would have seen it also, and nobody in our life knew about our system at this point. So we're going through some of these, watching for signs to try to see if we can figure out who was fronting in the video. There's clips of some alters who aren't in our system, like the same as they were in these old clips, like because they've split or fused or things like that since then, and stuff like that. See if we can notice dissociation, switching, system stuff in general. And it's also kind of fun just to look back on in general. So yeah, so here's the setup for this reaction. This is in our dorm this time, and it is another makeup one, but this was not a tutorial, this was a makeup challenge, so I'm curious to see who is going to be in it. The calendar says September, so it looks like this might have been toward the end of September, so toward the very beginning of college. And I think our roommate, our college roommate, was in the dorm as well for some of this. So I'll see if I want to, they're not on camera for sure, but if I want to cut out anything that they might have said in the background and stuff, we'll see, depending on what it is. Because they knew that we were filming this to go online, so they knew that it would be potentially public. But yeah, let's see what we might be able to notice. And Charlie is under my desk today, so you should be able to, I think it fell down a little. Or she might have just moved a little. She is on my footrest under my desk, tucked under there, so yeah. This was an interesting angle, but this was filmed on our phone, so it should also be better quality, because our phone recorded much higher quality than our laptop webcam did. But yeah, let's look at it.
Can you look one more time to make sure you can see my whole person? Awesome. Okay.
Oh, I bet the roommate could see like the camera display on our phone. And we couldn't, because I guess we were using like the main camera, not the front facing.
This is terrifying. I'm gonna film the mirrorless makeup challenge because I don't have to do anything today or go anywhere. So, but I'm terrified that I'm gonna look ridiculous.
Sounds like Jade to me.
No.
That's probably enjoying it.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
I'm gonna use a lip liner too, which is gonna be ridiculous. Nice.
So, one of the people on a small group got the recipe, and they put salt on top of the chocolate chip cookies. They were so good. Not as good as he was making it out to be, but he really loves his family. Yeah. He shared a really cute story about his little girl today, because he's got a daughter about between the ages of 3 and 6.
It is really subtle, but I kind of want to go back and see that again. And I might even mute it because it's in... I might mute this part because it was in response to something our roommate said, but I thought I noticed a really subtle switch even. I would guess to Michael. Oh, I went too far, but that's fine. It's coming up here. Yeah,
year of
yeah.
this makeup challenge.
So,
Uh-huh.
It's so subtle, and maybe it's just because I'm expecting that to have potentially pulled Michael a little. I don't know. It was just like, and you can only even see half of our face. I don't know. I know that was something Michael did all the time, and it would probably be the hardest for me to tell with Michael if he switched at any point, subtly, just in the middle of a conversation. But I'm wondering if he rapid switched there. Which, again, was something he did all the time. In the middle of conversations, in the middle of whatever, he would just step in if he wasn't confident that he knew exactly how whoever had been fronting would respond to it, and he thought it was important how we responded to it. He was very concerned about that. That was a big part of his job. So, I don't know. I do have a different video that I expect was very, very likely to be at least partially Michael filming it, but it didn't have a camera part. It was a screen recording of playing a game with our voice over it. So I might react to that too and see how much we can just hear. But I don't know. We'll see. But back to this one for now.
people in a small group got the recipe, and they put salt on top of the chocolate chip cookies. They were so good. Not as good as he was making it out to be, but he really loves his family.
Yeah.
He shared a really cute story about his little girl today, because he's got a daughter about between the ages of 3 and 6. And he dressed up for the first day in our new building, and the little girl asked if he was doing a wedding. And then she went, "Daddy, you look very handsome."
Oh.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Well, that's what the audience did.
Is this the one that's all like chunky and the cake is anymore? It's not too bad.
I feel like that does maybe sound slightly less like Jade. But maybe it's just quieter.
It occurs to me that I should do something funny during all of this so that I have bloopers during setup. Oh wow.
That could be your intro.
Or the last thing in the video. Either one.
That's probably better.
I've done it both ways. And I've seen people do it both ways, so it just depends.
Well, I'm just gonna talk. Not during your actual filming. I'll probably play
You can if you think of something funny. Then I'll just have to explain who you are.
Oh yeah, I've heard many videos before. I was really, really quiet last time you filmed one.
How long is this starting outtake? Why did we not get ready before filming?
I'm going to use some of the potentially most dangerous things that could look the worst.
I feel like this isn't a long enough video to have such a long thing at the beginning. The whole thing is less than half an hour. The whole thing is a great view of our shoulder.
Oh my gosh, curling my eyelashes is gonna be terrifying. Curling my eyelashes without a mirror is gonna be terrifying.
Considering that terrified me when I could see what was going on.
I'm trying to pinpoint what it is. It doesn't sound like Jade to me anymore. It sounds like how I would expect Michael to mask as Jade. Because Michael would, in general, probably err on the side of masking at least a little bit as whoever was fronting before him, however they sounded. So, if Jade was fronting right before and was masking her voice less, then he would mask more like her. But I don't know if it's like the voice is smoothed out a little or something. Jade has like a kind of almost gravelly kind of edge, and her voice is lower and stuff. It still sounds lower to me, but it sounds a little different, and it's really hard for me to explain why. I hope that makes some amount of sense, or maybe you guys listening to it can point out to me what I mean, why it sounds different. It also could very easily not be just Jade around, and Jade could just be masking more. Even like in response to that same trigger, could be just masking her voice more suddenly, but still not very like obvious of a change. I don't know.
Which red do I want to wear? Hot red? I'll wear that one. It's nice and bright.
I'm weird.
Just hope I don't get any on my cheek. That's my goal. Not gonna make a lip liner on my cheek. Okay.
That definitely didn't sound like a Jade laugh.
I'll give myself a chance by using a good mascara. A good and relatively easy one. What am I missing?
An interesting thing is, of the people I met a bunch before they split or fused or whatever, but after learning about the system, Michael is the one who I feel like I don't really know for sure much of what he sounded like. Because I bet he was still masking, at least to some extent, during a lot of those interactions, and there were some interactions where he fronted and just typed stuff to me and didn't even say stuff out loud, or just fronted to stop someone from saying something but then didn't say anything, or whatever. There were definitely situations where he was fronting and I knew he was fronting, but he didn't even talk. So I don't know, like, if I even listened to a clip right now that had his unmasked voice in it, if I would be able to pinpoint that it was him. But like I said, he also was probably the best at masking overall, but voice included. Including masking some as whatever we sounded like right before he switched. Or whatever, like, if someone would expect our voice to change because of the topic or something, like if we are supposed to sound like the thing someone just said is really cute, or like the thing they just said is suddenly more serious, or whatever. Like he would mask as whatever he thought people would be expecting. So whether that was the same or different tone for some reason or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably something really obvious. Should I try to do like liner and everything? Yeah, I should. It'll be way funnier.
Why didn't we prep all this before?
Black one. Black one. Black one. Definitely not gonna try to use that on a waterline. Am I gonna try to do my waterline without a mirror? I'm gonna poke my eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
Should I?
Hmm?
Should I try to do my waterline right here without a mirror? I would be literally putting a pencil next to my eyeball without a mirror. I think I've seen people do it.
You feel up to the task.
Would I poke my eye out though?
That's a
I'm
really
not
good
gonna do that.
question. and I
That
think
sounds potentially.
That might sound like Jade again now.
That'd be really difficult to explain to people.
Yeah. Yeah, I was filming a mirrorless makeup challenge. I poked my eye out when I was doing my waterline. That'd be a bummer. Okay.
Why does this shrink?
Coffee. Look, I'm sponsored by Starbucks. I'm not really.
Be a great place to sponsor you.
Mm-hmm.
You had like 10
I would
subscribers.
love for Starbucks. Oh man. All right.
I'd like for this place to sponsor me.
That place. It's
They're
very
not
specific.
really thin mints, but they taste just like them.
Yeah. All right.
All natural, but they're so bad for you.
They're naturally bad for you.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna start. Hello. All right. I am nervous for this one. I'm going to attempt to do the mirrorless makeup challenge, which I've seen a lot of people do, and some people have done like pretty well, but I think that I will look like a disaster when I'm done. So I'm not going anywhere for the rest of the day. I don't need, like, I can immediately take it off, or I can just look like a clown for the rest of the day if I want to. So I thought it was the right time to do it, and I'm gonna try to actually, like, look good, so we'll see what happens. Here we go.
Okay. Once we actually started with our like camera voice for the beginning of that, it sounded a lot less like Jade, but it sounded a lot less just like distinct in general, like anyone to me. But as we got past the first little bit of the intro, it started sounding more and more like Jade, so I think it was just like the camera voice of the like coming down from the hello, which I don't want to even do that way. I don't think, I don't know. I don't think that'd be even comfy, like, to imitate that, which is weird. Why do I feel that way? I don't know. Maybe it's just one of the things that's heavily associated with masking and not being able to be ourselves, but I don't know. But yeah, let's see if we can notice anything else that seems specific to anybody I know.
Yeah, I did. I suddenly thought that I didn't have highlighter book right there. Am I actually gonna print them for this? I'm gonna print them for this. All right. It's just so weird. I feel like of all the things that would be hard to do, foundation shouldn't be too hard, because it's pretty easy to tell where the brush is on my face, but I also regret saying that, because then if my foundation is really, really bad, then, like, well, I'm not gonna look at it at the end of this video. I just need to let go of that part. But
This might not be
I'm
Jade.
gonna believe in myself. We'll see. How am I gonna do concealer? See, I spent so much time worrying about doing eyes, but
So I have two theories at this point. One is that we could be just more heavily masking because this is very early at college with a roommate we didn't know beforehand, so we've known them for like maybe a few weeks. And on camera and like after a potential little trigger and stuff like that, that we're just like more masked. But I'm also wondering if it's not Jade, and if maybe even it was Jade at the very beginning and then Michael switched at that one point that I thought, and then Michael put someone other than Jade in the front after him who would still like film the video or whatever. So I don't think it's Anna. It doesn't sound like Anna to me. And I feel like Anna will sound like Anna to me if she's in it. But it could just be me, and that's why it sounds just like neutral to me. It could also be Joseph. I don't really know what Joseph's like heavily masked voice would sound like. I don't know that we look anxious enough for it to be Joseph, and I don't think Michael would have put Joseph in the front for that. So maybe it's just me? Or Natalie wouldn't have gone dormant yet. Could be her. But her voice is softer. So maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I don't know how I'm gonna conceal the mirror. How do I know what I need to conceal? Did I blend it for you? Nope. Oh my gosh. I don't have a good enough memory to do this without a mirror.
I already knew I had memory problems. I just didn't know why.
Start making guesses in the comments for how good you think I'll look at the end of this video. Did I put any foundation on my nose?
It wouldn't just be Michael filming this at this point, would it?
Hopefully my nose looks okay, either way. I feel like I'm blending a lot longer than normal because I have no idea what it looks like.
So that's not true, because I just the other day reacted to the other makeup one, the one that we reacted to first, and the clip of blending foundation was so ridiculously long. What was I gonna say? I'm trying to think of what signs I could look for to see if Michael just decided to keep filming. I think the like camera personality stuff that we're doing would seem a little like less genuine, kind of, to me, if it were Michael. But okay, in a really specific way, because I'm realizing the difference. Because when I reacted to that one that was definitely Jade, the first one that we reacted to, it kind of came across less genuine in the specific way of the second she wasn't talking for camera, she sounded different. So she was gonna sound lower energy, her voice was gonna get lower and all that stuff. Less like bubbly, peppy stuff. But with Michael, I feel like there wouldn't be the like ups and downs, like the changes between when he's talking for camera and when he's just talking but still knows he's being perceived. I think his mask would be more consistent but would still come across as like, at least to me, that I would still look at it and be like, you're not feeling like as happy, bubbly, like energy as you are pretending to. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like expecting that and so I'm kind of getting that vibe. Or why. I don't know.
Okay, that's foundation. No idea how it looks, but I'm stopping there with foundation. There we go. Okay. Let's just jump to my eyes. To my eyes. Let's just jump to my eyes, because then if I have ridiculous amounts of fallout and stuff, I can conceal that. So yeah, I'm gonna do eyes next. Oh my gosh, this is terrifying. Okay. Maybe I should get brushes out.
Okay, I think Joseph is at least close. because I'm noticing some little like anxiety
Actually,
tells.
it shouldn't be that hard because I can just like blend it out. So as long as it's on my eyelid, it should be
Oh,
okay, right?
that's true. And that could be another thing that would come across as like a little less genuine to me, is if he were really close or fronting and wasn't actually comfortable doing the makeup stuff, but had to keep going anyway to not tip me off about the system. Because if I didn't want to stop, then he couldn't stop. So maybe that? It could also be a combination. Like, we could just be a blur of like me, Jade, Joseph, Michael, Natalie, or something crazy, and that's why I can't tell. But I don't know.
Let's go all out. I'm gonna do this bronzy one. This is really, 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 really bizarre. Oh my gosh.
This could be kind of fun to do again with more the kinds of makeup that we do now. Like, if we were trying to do the stuff that would obviously not look good if we weren't doing it well. Like, if we were doing blacks and purples and stuff. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, well, it probably doesn't look horrible. Who knows, though?
I just got really nervous thinking about that. Ooh, really nervous. Okay, that makes me think that I triggered somebody who, like, one of the alters who used to be a part of the version of Joseph who would have potentially been in this, which makes me think this might be at least partly Joseph in the video. That... Okay, so there were kind of two directions Michael would go with when he was choosing a specific person other than himself to front in a situation. He would go one of two directions. One is the one that makes more sense, which is the pick the person who is like best equipped for that specific whatever. So, like in this case, I would say probably Jade, maybe Anna, someone who is going to be fairly grounded by having makeup be a positive trigger, someone who has been on camera on our channel before, who can stay fronting pretty easily, knows how to mask, knows how to do all of the channel stuff, and won't like say anything they shouldn't or whatever. The other category is he would, as a way to like kind of train us to be better at masking and handling less ideal situations, there were situations where he would put like intentionally the wrong alter for the situation, someone who would have a particularly hard time doing it, to make them like figure it out, to make sure they would be able to handle it and mask well and whatever if they ever ended up being forced into a situation like that. To some extent, a little bit, I see the reasoning. I don't like it, and I think there were a lot of situations where it was not where it was more persecutor behavior than it was like rational, reasonable preparation stuff, especially with how easily he in general could switch to personally handle a situation if someone stopped being able to handle it. I don't know that our system really needed that specifically. One of the types of things that would be in this category that might have been more justified is he would basically make us practice listening to our trigger songs in front of people and not reacting to it, which is a situation where he would be less able to just switch. And if it like randomly came on shuffle play or on the radio or something, we needed to not react too much to stuff like that. So I kind of see where that was coming from. So that reasoning could make me understand why he would make Joseph specifically do this. If Joseph wasn't into makeup yet, which I think is true, I don't think he got into it until we started doing more blacks and bright colors and not just like nudes and red. Red was the wildest color that we did yet at this point. So Joseph wasn't comfortable with this type of makeup for sure. But also if he was anxious about specifically doing it mirrorless, that we were going to like look ridiculous and get made fun of, or that we were going to hurt ourselves somehow doing eyeliner or whatever. Yeah, so that could be what's going on, of Michael really, really close and like keeping Joseph in the front, which would make me sad and a little angry, but yeah. I didn't expect this video to be like that. I guess let's see if I'm just making stuff up, or if I can even tell.
I think I'll try to do my crease too, just to give myself ample chance to look ridiculous. I'll go in with a pretty dark crease color too. I feel like I actually found my crease. That's exciting.
Yeah, the smile didn't reach your eyes for
To the
sure.
point where like I put eyeliner on my nose or something, which it's funny that I would say that. I literally put eyeliner on my nose when I wasn't doing it without a mirror. So while filming. So yeah. Comment below if you know which video that was.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some anxious eye movements.
I can't look too bad. We'll assume that's accurate.
Man, I'm getting such a...
Okay, because I'm really brave.
I'm just having big feelings now because I want to go back in time and protect Joseph so bad. But I am thinking now that I'm right about that. There are really subtle things. He's doing a good job, but little things that I know are anxiety tells of ours and that looks like we are trying not to do in the video. Which Joseph isn't the only one who would look anxious, but he is the one who comes to mind who would have like potentially been pressured to continue to do this when he wasn't comfortable with it. So even if I would have been anxious doing this, it would have been in a different way. Like the smiles and stuff would still look genuine. It could still look like nervous, but I wouldn't be as worried about hiding that I was nervous, and like the smiles would have been real, is what I keep coming back to. I keep seeing little like attempts at smiles that definitely aren't reaching our eyes. Yeah. Which technically it's possible if Joseph was really nervous about this, that it was just triggering him to the front and that he wasn't being forced to by Michael. But either way, I don't think he would have done this consensually. And even if Michael wasn't forcing him to front, Michael would have been forcing him not to stop. Because that would have been, like, unless there was some excuse that made enough sense where Michael could convince me inside that we should stop and that it was my decision and that nobody in my head was talking to me and everything. Like, if we had already started and I from inside hadn't decided to stop, then the way to continue to hide the system from me is to not do anything against my will in front of me. So without like a good enough, there were situations where Michael would absolutely do that, but he had ways of like basically gaslighting me about it. He would talk to me in first person so that it would sound like I was talking to myself in my own like inner monologue or whatever, and say stuff to like explain to me why I decided that when I didn't and whatever. Or blame it on other mental health stuff too. Like he might call that compulsive and blame it on OCD and be like, well, of course I didn't decide to do that. I was forced to do it by my OCD. And all that stuff. He had ways of explaining that stuff, but he wouldn't do something like that just to protect Joseph's feelings. Feelings were not one of the things that mattered to Michael for decision-making purposes, because he only cared about safety, and he applied that a lot more broadly than was justified, and for longer than was justified. But it's getting a little off topic probably. But let's see.
And I'll look ridiculous at the end of this video anyway. I'm going to try to do liquid eyeliner, which I can't do really with a mirror, so this is gonna be a train wreck, but I'm gonna try it anyway. It's for you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm doing black too. This is terrifying.
That looked like a more genuine smile. Eyelids are really twitchy.
Oh my goodness.
That's not bad at all.
I think that was mostly on my eyelid, which is probably, does it look ridiculous? No? My roommate's in here too, so every once in a while if she looks over, I'm gonna be like, do I look like I just put black on my cheek? Okay.
Wouldn't I feel it if I put black on my cheek?
Where am I? Okay.
Okay, I don't think it's Joseph anymore. I think it's me and or Anna.
I feel like that probably could have gone a lot worse, but I feel like it looks really bad at the same time, so I don't think it's on.
I think Joseph's still really
That's
close.
where I am at this point.
Let's be so real for a second. I have done much worse eyeliner than that with a mirror. That was not at all bad. There's a reason I don't do eyeliner all the time. Because I am not great at keeping it like exactly where I want it, and I can almost always see like a little bit of a gap under it and stuff. And trying to even it out, I will like make it way thicker than I wanted it to be and stuff. So that's not, I haven't done anything ridiculous yet.
Right.
In this.
Oh my gosh, eyebrows.
I'm paying so close attention to if it looks like we do suspicious
My
blinking.
eyebrows are gonna look ridiculous. I have no idea where my arch
I have painted nails. So we were doing decent for our mental health still then. Which I guess Wait a
This is so
second.
weird.
I just realized something fairly important. That could have been the second year, our last semester of our first attempt at college, and still been September. I kind of doubt it. I don't think I see a year on the calendar because I would have known what year it was, I guess. But I don't know that we were doing this well by that point. But maybe that crash was more sudden than I remember. So we have either been there for like 2 months at most, or we are about to have a big like mental breakdown and have to stop, where we would definitely not have been doing makeup. We definitely would not have painted our nails. We weren't like getting out of bed most of the time. We were like, it was a whole thing. But that would have been closer to when we got Charlie and stuff. I bet this is not then. I bet this is the earlier one, would be my guess. I guess I could probably check on the file of when that... I think the date on there is telling me when I moved it into the drive that it's on now, because I definitely didn't film it in 2023, so oh well, we'll never know. Unless I say it at some point in the video, I guess. Or I guess I could look at the private channel and find out then.
Right there. Well, I know I got some on my finger. Oh man, I think I just used a lot. Okay, well.
That could be me.
Good day, Malia.
Ew. I'm gonna hate all the times that we call ourselves Body's name.
I feel like the eyebrows are going to make or break this look. I also feel like I'm probably covering my whole face right now, which I can usually avoid pretty well because, you know, I can see whether or not I'm covering my whole face. Alright.
Okay, yeah, you did not do your eyebrows well.
Pretend that just coming through them again will magically make them not look like I did it without a mirror. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I'm going to also try to still have eyelashes after this. Okay, here we go.
That's Joseph. Okay, our eyeliner isn't great.
I feel like I didn't get any of my inner lashes, like inner corner lashes. There we go. I actually think I did that pretty well.
Yeah, we're shaking a little bit. It's definitely Joseph.
I got like none of my lashes in that.
Don't. What? Why?
Wasn't even on my eyelashes.
So it's either Michael or Jade
I feel
laughing
like I
at
pulled
us.
them in some direction, so that's gonna do for now. Full black mascara. I'm gonna try to do lower lashes too. We'll see how this goes.
That's still Joseph.
So weird not being able to see where I'm putting it.
At least partly Joseph. You're doing that fine. You haven't gotten any on your lid yet, which is impressive.
No, I know I'm going to get black all over underneath my eye doing this.
I do that with a mirror anyway.
Because I can't tell that I'm there.
It's not bad, it just looks like liner. It's fine.
I'm probably making some incredible faces doing this too.
I didn't re-dip it. Is there anything even on it anymore? I guess there might be a little still.
I think I just
I'm
tapped
seeing
my
some.
nose. Well,
I don't see any on your nose. You did fine.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't just feel myself touch my nose with my mascara.
Okay. I guess there was some still on there. No, I'm not seeing much on the lower lashes, but maybe a little. Yeah, there's some there, that's for sure.
I think that was a disaster.
It was not anywhere near a disaster.
Okay.
You did fine.
Yeah, I can feel.
Where
so
did Charlie go? Is she way over here?
I think I'm gonna have like an entire black section.
This is her face. Right there.
I think.
Yeah, you can see at least a little.
Concealer on my chin.
Now I have to sit weird though to point my phone camera in the right direction.
I might just go like really overboard on the concealer, assuming that I need it.
I mean, you don't, but sure. Oh, this was when I used to do
I have no
concealer
idea if I
after
needed
my
it
eye
in
makeup.
those places, but I'm going to hope that I didn't.
I don't see anything obvious that I would have definitely wanted to conceal other than under my eyes. That lighting was pretty decent. I think it was just from the window behind me and probably a lamp? Actually, that does look like my...
I just had to stop and think for a second where else I put the concealer.
You can't feel it on your face? That's definitely not, at least not just Joseph anymore. But at the very top when you can see the little teal stuff that's like in frame and shouldn't be, I think that's the edge of our lamp, so there might be some. Our lamp I feel like would have been too bright if it was pointed right at our face that close. So maybe the lamp is off or pointing, no, pointing up, then it wouldn't be in frame like that. I don't know. Could just be that bright just from the sunlight. It'd be kind of impressive.
Now, to be fair to myself, if I actually had to go somewhere and for some reason had to do my makeup mirrorless, I would probably do foundation, a little concealer, a little blush, and lip gloss or something. I would not try to do this much because I would know it would be a disaster. So, I wouldn't be that stupid. I just want to throw that out there. Okay.
Yeah, and then I could feel around for if I didn't blend anything that was a cream or a liquid, you know. There she is.
This guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some powder, which, on the second thought, actually sounds like the easiest part. I feel like I probably rarely look in the mirror while I'm doing powder anyway. Except I just almost forget to powder my chin, but you know.
It'll also help to blend anything that I didn't blend well enough, which I can't really tell visually on camera, but I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna use, I forgot there was a mirror in this. I'm blocking the mirror. I'm going to use a definitely visible bronzer.
Oh, I use that as my powder brush now, not for
Which I feel
bronzer.
the biggest potential thing is I have no idea how much I'm putting on or if I'm blending it out well enough.
Yeah, this definitely doesn't sound like Jade to me anymore. There's a specific characteristic of her voice.
It's not like it has to be super precise, that's why I'm using the super big brush.
Putting bronzer on like almost your whole face. Why?
And I should have probably done that before powder, but it's okay because I'm not gonna look it anyway.
Why would you do that before
Doesn't matter
powder?
if I'm blocking it. I'm gonna use this.
Why are you using cream blush on top of a bunch of powder products? I didn't know anything. I thought I did. That's not showing up at all. At least not on camera. And that should have. Those are like bright, very visible.
If they look the same color right now. I feel like I put more on this side than on this side.
I can't see it at all. That's hard to do with those.
This is so unnerving.
This is really hard to watch when it's doing this. But I don't want there to be another one that I just can't finish reacting to. Seems dumb.
Here's your before I about to look.
It's not bad.
The mirror. The eyeshadow was a disaster. We'll be real.
I wouldn't call it a disaster.
My
Oh, is it working now?
foundation doesn't look great either. Oh man. I've got an arch over here, but not over here. Oh my gosh. Here's a closer up look. I hope you can actually see it closer up because I can't see anything that the camera can see right now, but otherwise I'll just cut it out.
Yeah, the lip liner is pretty good.
I look ridiculous.
No, you don't.
But I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you want to know whenever I'm posting a new video, I could probably say that a little better. If you want to see when I'm posting a new video, make sure to subscribe. I have a link below. Otherwise, you can always just, go to the button that says subscribe. And thumbs up the video if you liked it, and comment what you liked or didn't like, or
Your
if you
braid's
think I
pretty
did a good
messy.
job, or if you think I look really funny, if you think I could go out like this. If you have any ideas for any videos you would like to see.
Alright. Most of that went pretty well. Go back here for some ending thoughts before I go to the end screen, I guess. I do think Joseph was in a lot of that. So that's interesting. That's most of what I talked about, I feel like. I think Jade was in it at the very beginning, and I think she was probably still around for most of the rest of it, but it didn't sound like her anymore to me. I think Michael was out a bit. And then I might have been in some of it. I'm not sure. Could have been a blurrier one for sure. But yeah, there's another one of these that I reacted to. So this has been another reaction to our old channel. There's a few more for sure that I think we will do. And then we'll see if there are any other ones that we might want to at least show little clips of, maybe. That we could go through on our own and grab little clips that we want to show for some specific reason out of ones that we couldn't show more of otherwise. There are some that have other people in the whole video, for instance, or that are music things that we couldn't show for copyright reasons and stuff. So yeah, we will see how many more of these there are eventually. And then we might also see if there are some that we don't have saved on this drive, but that we could still pull up from the private channel and see the edited version there maybe, or whatever. So yeah, there will be at least a couple more of these, I'm sure. And then all of our other normal things too. But I hope you guys like these, especially since I have, as of filming this, now filmed 3 of them before any of them have gone up on the channel. But I know there were people who expressed interest in the idea at least, so I'm hoping that you like it. And yeah, I am enjoying them so far. And what else? Check out the things below me that are all linked in the description, or the fun buttons you can press in terms of liking and subscribing and everything. Feel free to comment your thoughts on if you could notice anything that I might have missed, or any better ways, like I said, to describe what I meant of the difference in Jade's voice, like the gravelly kind of edge to her voice. I think that's everything. So, yeah, give us video ideas if you have any in general. And yeah, I think that's it. So, thank you for watching. Bye.